So is it still working or not? It should work. It should work. Okay, great. I don't know what was the issue now, but okay. So, did you hear what I was saying at the beginning, or you didn't hear anything? Okay, yeah, so I'll start from the beginning again. So you got two types of junglers, CC junglers and damage junglers. CC junglers are something like Maokai, Alistair, Amumu, and damage junglers are more on your damage output focus, so Xin Zhao, Jax, Kale, anything in that direction. And you just have to like play those who you're comfortable with. You can jungle almost everything, but I wouldn't give you the advice to jungle something like Morgana or Anivia, because it's really hard and there are just better junglers. Next, you always should go armor runes with all your junglers, because it really helps a lot, since you just get less damage from creeps and from auto attacks in general, so it makes ganking easier and jungling. So I'm using armor runes on every jungler, on AP junglers, on AD junglers. It's just very nice to have. Then when you're trying to gank, try to focus on lanes that are losing. It seems very obvious that you would do that, but I see junglers going a lot to lanes that are winning. Like, if mid is winning hard, then it's easier for you to get a kill out of a gank, because he's already ahead and he does a lot of damage, and if you gank there, you get a kill, but it doesn't help your team a lot, because mid is already good. And if he's good already, you should focus on other lanes like bot or top if they are losing. If everyone's winning, you can like choose the lane you're going to, but usually you should focus on the lanes that are losing. Next thing is you have to find your own route through the jungle. I mean, there are some key points that you can do, like the meta. You go, if you have a red jungler, you start Raves, go red, and then either gank or continue jungling. And the same on blue with doing wolves and then blue and then gank or jungle. I would give you the advice to gank at level 2 if you have a jungler that can do that. Like, there are some junglers where it's very hard to gank at level 2, but in general you should try to get level 2 gank, because on level 2 you can help your lane the most, because if you try to gank on level 2, the lanes are level 1 when you're level 2 after your buff, and they almost every time need to burn their summoner spells, like their flashes. You get the raves before the red, cause the raves spawn at 140, and you can kill them before the red buff even starts. So the respawn timer on the raves is, I think, 1 minute. I'm not sure about that, but so you do the raves and then the red, and the raves are respawning earlier then, cause you did them before, and if your team helps you, it doesn't you don't lose too much health and you get more XP. If you go one of the camps like Raves or Wolves here and then do a buff, and your team gives you a pull that you don't need to smite, so they just keep hitting it till it's almost dead, and then they back off so they don't steal your XP. And you go straight to the other buff, for example here. I'm not sure if I did that with a Mumu here. I can check. Okay, I started wolves here, like you see. I didn't get too much health, that's why I'm a bit low here. Then I went. Okay. Here it was the case that I skilled my Q, my bandage toss, that you wouldn't do usually with a Mumu. But as you can see here, we got first blood. We went bot lane. I will show you. So yeah, what I was saying before, if you're the jungler, you should call level 1 plays. So it's your decision what you want to do, if you want to invade the enemy jungle or if you want to stay in your jungle, and which buff you are doing. I will come back to the pulling and the small camps here later. So what we did here, I wanted to go around here and to enemy blue buff, because I knew they had Shen jungle, and Shen usually starts red buff. So we went down here into the bush and waited for them. You see here that I didn't skill. That's another thing. You shouldn't skill too early, because with a Mumu, if you jungle, you usually skill your W or your E for damage, because the Q has 16 seconds cooldown and does damage only to one target, so that's not good. But always wait to skill, because like you see here, Shen just face checks alone first and we're all there. And now if you watch here, I will skill my Q very fast. Like now I skilled it and he's already half HP. I wait to hit my Q and I hit my Q and we get first blood. So it's not optimal for my jungle now, because my Q is not good for my jungle. But we got the first blood and that's very nice. We all got an assist except for Singed. And we got the kill. And now we didn't go for the invade, because we got the first blood. We are ahead now. Now we don't have to risk anything. So we go to wolves, and meanwhile our supporter wards their raves. So let me stop here. He wards here. Even Shen sees it that he wards here, but it doesn't matter, because now I have vision, or we have vision. If I swap the vision, we see where the jungler is. If he walks past here, we see where he is. If he does his raves, we see it. And here you see they are afraid to do the raves because we warded here. And now we just have vision of them. So I got a bit of help, but not much. And I came to half HP. And I told them to help me hard because I skilled my Q. And they didn't do it too good there, but it was okay. I smited it. And then I think I got pretty low because they didn't help enough. And I burned already 2 potions here. And so I had to back very soon. I did raves then. And did golems where I almost died. I waited a bit for my health potion. And here I almost died because my smite was 5 seconds on cooldown still. And yeah, like you see, I'm running away so I don't get hit, and then when my smite is up I go in again. Another thing that you need to do is keep track of your buffs, so you know when they are. So first buff you usually finish at 220 because it spawns at 150. You finish at 210 to 220, depends on how fast you are. So the buff timers for blue and red buff are 5 minutes. So it takes or they will spawn at 7:20, the first buff done, and so you know when you have to come back again. What I do, I will usually back at 6:20 for the first time, or at not 6:20, at 5 to 6 minutes, something like that. If it's a normal jungle. And then I will buy a ward, and ward right here. Yeah, I can ping. I will ward right here in the bush, so I can. Wait, I think I did it this game as well. Yeah, that's the ward of our supporter, I think, because I ward more here, so I see the jungle buff. Because here we don't have vision of the buff. Yeah, I do that because most of the junglers on this level aren't there at their buffs at 7:20, and if you are there and have the ward here, you can either wait for them to start the buff, and usually they give it to their mid laner, and then you can just smite it, because your smite does 500 damage. Here it says 0, but your smite does like about 500 damage, and he will get it down to 100 HP and then wait for the mid laner to take it, and then you can just smite it from here over the wall, and he doesn't see you, because the mid laner usually is here, the jungler is here, and you come from here and have vision from your ward, and then you just smite it over the wall and back off safely and got the buff. So that's very nice. If you're pre-made with your mid laner, he can follow as well, so just make sure that the minions don't see him, not that he runs past minions, but runs around here, and then you can steal it, or do it. If he doesn't show up, the enemy jungler, early enough, you can just go in, do the buff, and get back out. If you're 5-man pre-made, tell your bot lane as well, so they can tell you if enemy bot lane leaves and comes to you or something like that, if they have warded. So I do that a lot, and it really helps. Another tactic I'm doing is on level 1, look what the enemy jungler will start. So Shen here, for example, starts red usually. So I will go and invade with my team his blue, because if I steal his blue and he doesn't go for mine after red, he will go here, and I'm bugging. He will go wolves and then wants to get blue, and then he's there. Okay. And then he's behind because he doesn't get his second buff, and it's usually half a level for one buff. Okay, for ganking, in this game I tried to gank top lane. What was really hard, because of Sinch doesn't do a lot of damage, I don't do a lot of damage, and Teemo is really hard to gank. Usually if you gank top lane, you need to ask your top laner should keep track where the wards are. The usual ward positions are either here in the bush, from red side now, it's either here or somewhere around here, so they see you coming out of your jungle, or they ward the tri-bush. So the options for top lane you have from blue side is either come from lane, so if it's like now, you just go around here, go into the bush here, and then wait for the enemy to push the lane again, and he doesn't know you're there. And if his lane is in the middle or somewhere here, you just engage. You can go to the next bush here if you don't get spotted by the minions, because if I change the vision, can I change? I can't change the vision. Oh, okay. So I will go back a few seconds so you can see that. Okay, now he doesn't have vision here, so you could go from this bush to here. If the minions are too far, you can't, because he will see you. So either you go lane gank, or if you know there's no ward in the tribush but around here in the river, you just go through here to mid, and then through the enemy jungle around here. That's called ninja gank usually, and then go in from behind. That only works if mid doesn't ward, but on lower levels they usually don't. So that's a pretty safe thing to do. And if you know they have no ward in the river, you can go through river, but I wouldn't go through river most of the times. Only if you 100% sure that there's no ward. Else I would go from either lane, or you go ninja gank through their jungle. In mid lane, it's not a great surprise. You can only gank from one of the sides. Usually you go to that. You watch the other mid laner play, and he tends to stay at one side. Either he's more at this side of his lane, or more at this side of the lane. And then you should go to that side he's more often. So here, like Katarina is always here, and I'm a Mumu, and I can charge in with my bandage toss. So I would go around here, and then try to wait in this bush, or even go around here and wait around here to go in. Yeah, you see, now she's really aggressive. For Katarina especially, if she shumpos to something like she did there, that's very nice for you to gank, because usually if you gank she just shumpos away, and if she does it before, she has it on cooldown for how long is it? 11 seconds. So you wait for her shumpo and then go in. That's way easier, because she can't dodge your skill shots very easy. For bot lane, it's the same as in top lane, I would say. You have to ask your laner where the wards are. Usually I have a ward in tribush. Wait. So yeah, you see here every possible position of the ward. So our team warded in tribush. Usually I have both teams warding in tribush. Then another position is here in the bush, or up here at dragon somewhere. Then what you see often is a ward here or here. So if you know there's a ward in this bot bushes, you can't go for lane gank as top lane. But usually there are less wards, so you can go through here. Then you have to check again for the vision of the minions. So now they see all the way up to here. So if you go into this bush, they have vision of you. So you have to wait till it's pushed again. Or you go through tribush and try to be fast enough. If you know there's a ward and they are really pushed about here, then you can try and just ignore the ward and go here into it. Or the same as in top lane, you go through the river all the way through here. But that only works if they only have a tribush ward. Here, if I know they have a ward here, I would either go lane gank or try to go into the tribush and be fast enough so I can get in even if they spot me with this ward. So that's the ganking in general. What's also very important is to have wards with you as junglers. So you can either ward his buffs. Red, you ward here so you see him or see the red when it's up and see the enemy jungler passing by. Same goes with the blue buff here. So you just keep track of the enemy jungler. And what you can do, what you saw in the World Championships a lot, is the counter gank. So if you know the enemy jungler is bot lane, you go bot lane and let them engage. And when they engage, you come in from behind, and usually then you have the momentum on your side. So, because they expected a 3 versus 2 for them, and then you show up and it's 3 versus 3, and then you can just get a kill more easily, because they use their skills to engage and can't use them to disengage anymore. That's what you can do. I'm not the big counter ganker. I really like to gank a lot, but I'm not focusing that much on counter ganking. Another thing is, if you see the enemy jungler like we do here, because of the wards, you can go to his jungle, clear one of his golems. You get the big golem, because the big golem is 50 or 60 gold and the small one is only 7, and same with the XP. And if you clear only the big one, the small stays, and then if he gets there, he will get almost no XP in gold. Same goes for wraiths. You just take the big wraith away and then leave the others, or at least one behind, so he can't take it anymore and he loses a lot of XP there. Yeah, another thing I see a lot, or you have to look for, is when you do a buff, always try to pull it to your bush. I will show you here with my level 1 buff. You can see it very good. The buff goes, or the blue buff goes into the bush and then it stays there. I smited here early because I knew Shen was here because of the ward. Usually you wait till the smite kills the buff. So here smite does 470 true damage, so you wait till the blue buff is below 470 true damage and then instantly smite it, because if the enemy jungler is there, like I do it, wards here and sees you, he can just outsmite you. So if you smite it before and it has 300 HP left, he smites and then you don't get it. Like, that's very important. I see lots of junglers just smite at the beginning and then you get it earlier of cooldown, but there's always the dangerous situation that there's someone knows that you're doing the buff and can steal it. And always try to pull it into the bush if you do some buffs. I'm not sure if I'm doing it later on. Okay, here I'm dead. My only death in the game. So okay, here you see the ward. Like, I placed the ward here, and I knew the blue buff was up. 1 second. So here I saw that the blue buff is up because of my ward here, and Shen was dead, I guess, or very, very low, and so we just did the blue buff here. And yeah, that's the point of a ward here. You can just do blue buff very easily. And yeah, you just try to pull it to the bush every time, because some junglers, if they place a ward, they place it here, and if you pull it to the bush, they don't have vision anymore. That's the main thing of pulling the buff into the jungle. So what else do I have? Keep the buff timers. Yeah, and another nice trick to keep Dragon and Baron timers is you go to more options, like you go to options, more options, and then show timestamps. Show timestamps is that you get these numbers here, and then you see when the buffs are. So if we do dragon somewhere here. We didn't do dragon. Oh, we did. Yeah. Usually you see here, red team has slain the dragon, and then you have the timer. Dragon timer is 6 minutes. So you just watch the timestamp in the chat and do plus 6 minutes, and then you have it. and Baron time is 7 minutes. So just keep track of that you know when the buffs are coming up again. What else do I have? Warding, oracles, and GP10, right? Item builds. On CC junglers you usually go for the GP10 build. So Heart of Gold and Philostone for a lot of gold. And get wards. Get lots of wards. Ward enemy jungle so you always have track of the enemy jungler. That's very important. You can help your lanes only with warding. You don't even have to be there. If you just place some wards for them, they know when the enemy is coming and they can back off early enough. Also, if you see someone walking through a ward, ping it so they know when it's that something's coming if they didn't see it. Sometimes you just are concentrating on last hits and then you don't see something like that. So always try to ping if you see jungler or mid laner ganking and approaching the lane. Oracles, I'm not a fan of early oracles. I got one in this game, but as you see my build is far behind. We're 16 minutes in, I only have Heart of Gold and boots, so I'm very far behind, though I think my gold is pretty good. Ah, never mind, my gold is more than Shen, way more than Shen, but Nunu, for example, has the same gold as me. Oh, it's singed, sorry. Nunu has more gold than me already. So, Oracle sets you behind, but it can help you a lot because you can clear out wards, especially if you have Teemo in enemy team. You can kill the shrooms without going in or running into them. That's pretty nice thing to have. 1 second. So, what else do I have? Yeah, if you are stronger and are far ahead and have the jungler for it, I would give you the advice to counter jungle them as often as possible. That means, like I told you before, get the big Wraith, get the big Golem here, get their buffs. Just because if it comes to a fight, you can most of the time 1v1 him, because you are stronger there. Yeah. From minute 20 or 30 on, you should always have a ward at Baron, so you know what's going on here. And with Oracle, you should communicate with your support, because usually the jungler or the support have the oracles. So if your support already has an oracle, don't buy one, because if you have double oracles and it's a team fight and both of you die, you wasted 800 gold instead of 400. So always communicate. If you have an oracle, tell your support that you already have it. Same with the aura items like Aegis or Shurelia. Always try to get different items, not the same ones. So I think that's it from my side on the jungling part. So if you have any more questions, you are free to ask. So, you guys want to know something about the general behavior in ranked, or is it enough for today? Okay, so I was playing at 12 to 1400 ELO 3 months ago for a long time, for over a year, and then I just started to get yeah, that's the point. I just started to climb up to 1750 in about 1 month from 1200. So I went up 550 ELO in 1 month. So the point was there. I didn't play much better than before, like in the gameplay of the game, but the point was I started to see how to behave and what to do in ranked games. One of the mightiest tools to get up in rank, in ranked with your elo is the mute button. Like, if you start typing with someone all the time, your concentration is focused on typing and on the conversation and not on the game. So you should try to type as less as possible. So don't type at all. Like, just type something like misses or someplace, but don't start arguing with someone. Like, if he gets killed or doesn't go back and something like that, don't shout at him or something. And the same is if someone's shouting at you, just ignore him, like mute him. Don't ignore, and see what he's typing. And just ignore him with the ignore button, because even if you only read it and don't type back, you are not focused on your gameplay. And yeah, here I have tried to satisfy your team wishes. In ranked, like, there are people who want one position, and if they don't get it, they start trolling. So I say try, don't always give them what they want, but try to give them what they want, because then you will have less trolls. Another thing, you should stick with 1 or 2 positions. So I climbed up with supporting, like only supporting, and most of the time with Janna. I can show you my Janna stats. They're pretty good, not hilarious, but pretty nice. I have 63% win ratio with Janna, 45 to 26, and like you see, 900 assists. That's 1 kill, 4 deaths, 13 assists per game. That's pretty nice in 70 games. Okay, the picking, I wouldn't say you need to counter pick. Like, that's my point here. Just stick with 1 position you like, and then learn 2, maybe 3 champions for that position, and have a backup position. So for me, it was, my main position was support. I went Janna and Taric a lot, because they both have pretty nice CC to save your AD, even if he's really stupid. With Janna you can save him. You got your Storm, you got your W, you got your shield, and you got your ultimate. Like, even if your AD is really brain dead, you can save him. And I got really good with Janna because I kept playing only Janna and nothing else. So I would say you have to stick with 2 champions, master them, and stay with them, and don't change every 3 games if you're not good with them. Even if you lose like 5 games in a row, stick with that champion, because if you change your champion all the time, you won't get better with any of them. And try to get 1 role all the time. If you like to jungle, try to get jungle all the time. Tell them you really want to jungle, and if you don't get jungle, don't troll, but try to still help your team Like then go support or something as second position and try to do it good. Like you can't have 5 positions and play everything like a boss. You really need to focus on one position, maybe on two, but two is a lot already if you want to be very good at it. I don't think you need to counter pick on this level. Like the counter picking comes in at 1800 or maybe later, because if you're good with your champion and you don't get really hard countered, and there's not a lot of champions that can get hard countered, you can win if you know the mechanics and your champion pretty well. Another thing I discovered, duo queuing is not always good. It's only good if you really both are very good and on the same level, and if you have almost the same elo. If you're 100 or more, if there's 100 or more elo between you, you probably shouldn't do a queue unless he's higher than you. Then you won't lose too much. But yeah, the one with the higher elo loses more elo than he gets when he wins a game, and that's not good, because there's always the possibility to lose a game. I did it like that. I played solo, and if I got a really good AD carry, I duo queued with him, and if he did bad, one game or maybe 2 games, I dropped him. Like I didn't play with him anymore. And then I just went solo again till I found another good AD carry and kept playing with them. And that's how I got really high, because some people can carry you like every game. I got a misfortune. I didn't have to do anything. I was behind him as Janna and just shielded him, and he double killed him. Like I didn't do anything at all. And he carried me, or we carried us, better to say, like 150 elo or something at least. And that was already on 1600, so I think I went with him from 1550 to something about 1650 or 1700. So that's a good method to do it. Another thing, if you're in game already and you see someone doing something stupid like engaging where you can't kill anyone, don't try to save him. Better back off, because most of the times you try to save someone, you will die as well, and then they get 2 kills instead of 1 because you tried to save the stupid teammate. Like always, sometimes afterwards you see that it would have been better if you tried to save him, but most of the time it's better to back off and let him die, because yeah, you just give away 1 kill and not 2 kills. Like I said, have Dragon and Baron timers. Most of the teams don't do it, so on lower elo, so try to get the timers. At the beginning it's pretty hard because you're not used to it, but once you get used to it, just look at the timestamps if you have them. Oh guys, phone, I'll be right back. Ja. Heil? Hallo. Jetzt. Ja, einfach wenn du es mit, das ist nicht dringend. Was? Ne, ich muss wieder zur Monika, dann ist gescheiter, dann bringst du es mit, gesprochen. Achso. Ja, was? Ich sonst kann, aber dann ist es einfach, du lässt es beim Günther und ich hole es beim Günther, weil das ist viel näher, weil Tante ist ewig weg. Fahr eine halbe Stunde. Das kann ich auch. Ja. Du musst mir vielleicht bitte nochmal was mitnehmen, weil der Andi hat, ist bloß ein USB-Stecker, ein kleiner von meiner Funkmaus, weißt du. Weil der Andi hat die an seinem Laptop da reingekehrt und hat es glaube vergessen auszustecken. Aber er wird das in T-Shirt holen kommen, weil das habe ich der Mama geschickt. Und dann sage ich ihm, dass er das gleich mitbringen soll. Aber ja, weil ich hab der Mama heute, also ich hab der Tante heute das T-Shirt und das Ladegerät gegeben, was sie vergessen haben da dazu. Und dann soll er dort, wenn er es holen kommt, einen Stecker mitnehmen. Ja, dann muss er halt irgendwann die Woche noch kommen. Weil Mama, das wird morgen wahrscheinlich bei der Mama sein. Und ja, aber sein Handy ist aus. Das ist ein schwieriger Moment. Ja. Mhm. Ja. Ja, das passt. Ja, meldest dich halt am Freitag. Ja. Mhm. Und sonst bringst du ein HDMI-Kabel mit in den. Ja, okay. Weil aber das spinnt ein bisschen. Das hat aber die Disconnects jetzt die ganze Zeit. Das hat es davor schon gehabt, aber davor habe ich es halt nur auf der Playstation gehabt und dort ist es egal, oder? Aber jetzt habe ich es am Computer gehabt und das disconnectet immer für 2 Sekunden, oder? Alle paar Minuten. Und das ist halt scheiße, weil 2 Sekunden ist halt schon lang, wenn ich im Spielen bin oder so, ist halt scheiße. Und es hat da ganz komische Farbe. Weiß nicht, das ist einfach okay. Ja, meins ist 1,5, glaube ich. Also, ja, ja, ist klar. Ja. Mhm. Ja, passt. Okay, meldest du dich einfach am Sonntag, würde ich sagen. Ich habe wahrscheinlich eh nichts vor. Ja, passt. Ja, ja. Mhm. Ja, passt. Mhm. Gut, danke. Tschüss. Okay, sorry guys, my dad called me. So, yeah, um, Baron and Dragon timers, just get used to it and then it should work. Like, I started it when I played jungle and it's not too hard. Just write the timer in your chat and then you can remember it. Um, Another thing, if you report someone, not report them for playing bad or something. Only if they do it intentionally or if they do verbal harassment, but then just write one sentence what he did. Like, I'm in the journal and judging other players, and it's way easier if you have a reason why he got reported than if there's just a drop down menu reason. Yeah. So that's everything from me. You still have any questions? I Diamond, you asked for the first pick. I really would say that you ban out the normal meta guys, so that's what banned at the moment. And yeah, don't first pick something special. And really be careful with trading, because some guys tell you to pick something and then they don't trade and stuff. I usually don't pick for others because it only it only makes you problems in the end most of the times. Sometimes it's working, but same with helping if they do stupid things. Sometimes it's worth it, but most of the times not. So yeah. What to play? Yeah, so you mean which champion? That's all up to you. I said it in the beginning before you were here. Um, that's a question of your style and what you like to play. Like at the moment, I play Jax and Kale in solo queue a lot in jungle because they both have a lot of damage, good level 2 ganks, and nice CC, and Kale into late game. I mean, Jax obviously gets very tanky, very strong in late game. Kale doesn't get that tanky, but with her ultimate and she nearly gets a second or becomes a second AD carry, she's very strong. As you see here, I have 75 games with Nocturne. So I jungled Master Yi at the beginning of Season 2 a lot. At the moment I don't think he's viable in jungle, but I had 58% win with Yi. I jungled Pantheon a lot. Pantheon is very nice. He snowballs really hard. He's early game heavy. He has a lot of CC. Nice damage with his Q early on. Yeah, that's it for my junglers, I think. My Lee Sin is not that great, my Udyr is not that great. My Xin is pretty good at the moment, 15-8. Like, I played him after his rework, he's very strong. My Ramos was good at the beginning of Season 2 as well, with 13-9. My Nautilus is very strong, with 13-6. You can jungle what you want, really. Like, my Mundo, even if I'm not good with Mundo, like you see, but I still have 56% win rate. That's just how your team is. Like, sometimes it depends only on your team. My Kale is 5-3, it's pretty nice. My Charvan is not that good, even though I didn't play him that bad, I think. My Mumu is 50%, though I'm very good with a Mumu, so yeah. Trundle 60%, but you see here I only have 5 games. Like, my main junglers at the moment, Kale is going up, but with Nautilus I have 19 games. Xin I have 23, and then my most jungled are Jax, Pantheon, Yi, and Nocturne. That's all up to you and your style, how you like to play. Like, I like to do level 2 gank. That's why I'm not playing Nocturne anymore, because Nocturne's level 2 ganks are really weak. But Jax has very strong level 2, because you start with your E, with the stun, and after the buff, you skill your leap, and then you just leap in and stun them, and you at least get his flash when not a kill. So, yeah. That's all up to you. Dan, for you, I recorded everything, so if you want to watch the start where I explained the jungling part and stuff, you can watch it. Maybe I'll do it today, so you can watch it tomorrow, or at least I will do it at the weekend. So, yeah. It will be uploaded at Sunday or even earlier. I'm not sure about that yet, but yeah. If you want, I can give you this file as well. Like, that's just my notices from, yeah, what I wanted to say today. If you want that, I can put up a link, or yeah, upload it and put a link into the forum together with the link on of the video then. Yo, I think that's it. I will train with my team in a few minutes if everyone's here. So yeah, I'm jungling my team, so if you want to watch, you're welcome. If not, I will tell you when the next the next coaching is and what the topic is, and you guys can give me input as well in the forum. So what you want to hear us next time, or what should I do better and what's good already. So yeah, thanks for being here and listening to me, and I will see you soon, I guess.
Channel switched.
Yo guys.
Sup, Kirby?
Hello there.
We are back. Let's get a drink.
Mm-hmm.